Hello, happy fall, and I hope everybody is excited and getting ready for the holidays. I can believe 2019 is almost getting to an end, but it's exciting time to reflect and make a list of those goals for 2020. I have a lot of them. But I know God has been good, and many of my goals for 2019, most of them been checked, and I'm excited, including this podcast. So welcome again to my channel, Ripples Hub, where we talk about anything and everything mental health. And this podcast is, focusing mostly on women, minority women, and mental health in general. Today I'm going to talk about anger, and I'm going to say, hey, what anger is an emotion that many of us trying to run from, and we deal with it differently, express it differently. So I felt like it's a good topic to talk on, because anger can bring so much bitterness, can bring so much resentment, can divide families, friends, church. Anger can destroy a whole nation. Anger is the reason there are civil wars and in torn part of Africa. Anger is the reason why so many racial divide is ongoing in this nation and many other nations. Anger in marriage can lead to divorce. Anger can lead to people being isolated because of anger and unresolved issues. Anger is such a powerful emotion. So what is anger? It's a bit challenging to talk about what it means, but it's an emotion that we all experience an extreme, depending on how it's voiced out. Some people, as we throw around the word and we say, okay, they're short fuse, or other people have long fuse to anger, something that can irritate somebody easily. Somebody with a long fuse would not so much. Somebody with a short fuse will. And depending on someone with a long fuse might hold it in and express it explosively later. So, each one has its pros and cons when it comes to that. So anger being an emotion, as we defined it to be, can be expressed in so many different ways, depending on personality type, genetic makeup, and environment, or how that person is brought up. We typically, in psychiatry, define it, as I said, an emotion, and finding ways to express it appropriately is the key and the goal. And it's an emotion that, in psychiatry, psychology, even the church community, we grapple with a lot in terms of how to control it. Even in the Bible, God himself even got angry. But, in Exodus 15, it says, get angry, but don't sin while you're angry. People get angry and, they get, God forbid, a lethal weapon and do something crazy. Ends up in a lifetime of being in jail. I had a story a couple months ago where there were brother and two brothers, I believe, in somewhere in West Hartford, and the older brother, I think, was doing something, got angry, and got a hold of a weapon that was lethal, and in the moment of anger, shot the younger brother, and it ripped the whole family apart. I think the mother later tried to commit suicide because there's too much to handle. How do you handle your own child, ending the life of the other because of anger. It's crazy. It's a very strong emotion. So God said, well, get angry, but don't sin. God himself, like I said, got angry. You can refer to Exodus 15, Matthew 21. Jesus got angry. He got angry in the temple. He went about. He was flipping tables. He was very mad at the people who were doing those things over there. He wasn't happy. So even himself, he knows he was in touch with the fleshly emotion that we experience and struggle with on a daily basis. Anger can make you change your life in the direction that you want it to be. Saying that, enough is enough, and saying, what, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to move my life in a different direction because of anger. You're angry about what has been going on. You're angry about how society is going. You're angry about how a group of people are handling certain things and you want to move away. You get angry, but it makes you make decisions to redirect the trajectory of your life. So in that sense, anger can be a positive thing. Where you get to the point where you put your foot down and say enough is enough. For example, things like slavery was, came to an end because a group of people decided to say, hey, enough is enough. We're going to voice our opinions. We're going to rally against this practice. And they did it. It took a course of time, but it was stopped. So that's positive, healthy anger. Hurtful anger is the one that I talked about before in the example of the siblings. So hurtful anger and healthy anger. So managing anger is everything. In psychiatry, I deal with so many patients, and the core of it is anger towards family, siblings, mother, father, name it, marriage. Huge. Sometimes people, like I said, short fuse, long fuse. You have the people who are bottle it in, and people who are the spewers. You step on their toe and they tell you as it is, they let it out right away. The other people who are slow to it, they bottle it, and at the end of the day explode. And both ways can be not good. So managing it, how it comes out. Anger definitely, like I said, is an emotion, but it also is a secondary, or can be a secondary emotion. Sometimes the reason why people get angry usually is not the reason. Like you get angry at your spouse for maybe squeezing the toothpaste the wrong way, but the core of it is more like deeper than that, than maybe infidelity, maybe financial issues, maybe, so many other facets of what the core of what is happening at the moment and coming out as lashing out, out of frustration, So definitely dealing with what the core of the problem is, dealing with what the issue is, the frustration is really important to curb the outcome of how the anger can come out. So some of the strategies that I'll say, and then one more thing before I go on to the strategies is that bottled up anger, can sometimes even spew into medical issues, cause inflammatory hormones in the body to be higher, and cortisol level being higher all the time in your body, can cause you to have issues with obesity, weight, trouble losing weight, weight in the belly fat, cancers, hypertension, cholesterol issues, migraine, insomnia. All this anger is such a strong emotion. So going back to the strategies is, stop and look in the mirror. What is going on? What's the emotion about? What is happening here? So being able to stop yourself, walking away, looking in the mirror, looking yourself in the mirror. It's easy to point fingers and say, yeah, it's somebody else's fault, it's my husband's fault, it's my child's fault, it's my parents' fault, it's my sister's, my brother's fault, my aunt's. But stopping to look yourself, where is this coming from? Why am I reacting this way? Why is this bothering me so much? What is the source of this anger? What can I do to change the situation? And acting slowly in terms of what I can do to change the situation. Sometimes the moment of anger is so easy to make impulsive decisions. And there are many times I've learned over the years, to put a pause on it, professionally, in terms of family, to pause, breathe, take a deep breath, 5 deep breaths before you react. Stop, look in the mirror, and walk away and say, what is it? How can I change it? How can I make it better? Sometimes you gotta give it a day, 2 days, a week. Look at it, come back, look at it. If it's an email, you're gonna respond to. If it's a text, you're gonna respond to. If it's a call, you're gonna call. See if in that moment you can step back a little bit and look, stop, pause, look. Stop, pause, look. Stop, think. Stop, because you value relationship, go to a class alone, get a hold of yourself, go to class as a group, go to class as a family, learn something, encourage yourself, educate yourself about how to manage. Sometimes back home growing up, nobody ever talked about how to manage or how to it's happening. People are fighting outside. What is the root of that? It's anger. People are angry at each other or angry at something. So yeah, this podcast I hope has been helpful. I'll probably talk a little more even as ideas come into my head about this. But yeah, drop me a comment. Let the conversation go on. Bring it on. Let's see how we can deal with some of those emotions and make it better. So subscribe. Thank you so much again for logging in and listening to me and seeing what else I'm putting out there. So until next time, catch you again later.